Hello and welcome back. This is, a successful day 3 of me doing this. Isn't that something? I imagine all of you are just as excited and happy as I am to be doing it. Well, actually, I am quite happy to be doing this. It's a good level of therapy, I suppose. So, today was my first day back in school after having a 2-week break for Christmas, which was a horrible fucking thing to do. When you go to school for a trade and you get completely bombarded with fucking so much information and so many different aspects of your job that you didn't even know were included, didn't even pertain, like, you were not aware that they pertain to what you did. You're like, okay, I install sheet metal. I put metal into buildings. Oh, fittings? What the fuck are those? You don't even know. How I just learned what they are. And then I'm suffering from a Homer Simpson syndrome as well, where you learn something new and pushes something old out of your brain. And it's very, very annoying. But, you know, I'm struggling like a bastard in school because I ain't too bright. And I'm not really trying, actually. I'm doing what I did at high school. I'm kind of just sloughing through it. Being lethargic and lazy, I'm like, oh yeah, you know, Christmas break, I'm going to take all my books home, do some reading up, maybe try to work ahead, see if I can figure this stuff out on my own. No, I didn't do that. Nobody did that. Everyone had that intention. They're like, yeah, we're going to fucking study and be ready for school and shit. Yeah, that did not happen. No. From everybody I talked to, everyone's like, yeah, I cracked my books last night. Yeah, that was probably to finish up some homework that you had due today. And that's exactly what I did yesterday. I got drunk as shit off wine. And then around 10 o'clock, I'm like, well, I better deal with that homework. And I did some drawing. I think I turned a light on, so I was at least not drunk and in the dark. I was just drunk. And yeah, my homework that I did was still wrong because I had completely forgotten what I needed to fix on it. All I knew was I needed to do something, and that wasn't right, what I believed I needed to do. So that's always fun. Then I had to finish up a duck line that we were building in shop class. Everyone else got a majority of theirs built of the 5 pieces. Most people that brought it into the marking room brought it in 2 pieces. You know, they didn't get their last piece on. Me, I brought it in all 5 pieces. Hell, half the pieces weren't even assembled. I think I was the only person who got the least amount done. A couple people came up and offered because the teacher's like, you know, if you're done, help out your classmates. It's really nice. They come by, they're like, hey, how about I help you with that? Oh, wow, your shit's really fucked up. I'm like, yeah, you might not want to put that together just because it's not worth the hassle. And that's why I'm going to fail. Well, shit happens. I'll just take next year, I guess. Well, not next year. I can't afford to take it next year. But I imagine I will be redoing first year sheet metal. Because I'm stupid. Shit happens, I guess. I gotta learn the hard way, or I'm not gonna learn at all. You know, some things never really change. People never really change. You know, no matter what kind of facade or identity they try to assume to fool the world that they're no longer the person that they were, that they are. It's just a lie, because deep down, one day, the cracks are going to form and you're going to see through to who the person really is. And that's why I think it's fucking bullshit that women have this constant belief that they can change men. You can't change a person. Fuck, a person can't even change a person. Like, that person, unless they have some sort of life-altering situation where they're crippled, they don't change. And even if they do, they just it amplifies the characteristics of that person. If they're a nice person, they're probably going to become an even nicer person. If they're an asshole, they are going to be bitter and angry towards the world and hate everything. People will always be the same. You get into a relationship with someone thinking that, oh, I can mold them into something that I want. It's not going to fucking happen. Where did this come from? This whole little tangent? Well, it's because I've finally broken off all communication with my ex. Any sort of interaction whatsoever. Why? Oh, God. You people must be tired of listening to me talk and bitch about my ex. Well, you know, it's a big thing in my life right now. I'm alone. I'm fucking Depressed. Well, actually, I'm not depressed. I'm drunk off wine. That might be why. But I don't really give a fuck anymore. And I look at it, I'm like, you know what? I try to be social. I try to be nice. I put out invitations. You don't respond. You know, if you don't want to talk to me, then we're done. There's really no reason to continue with this whole, okay, let's be civil, let's be friends. No, there's too much resentment. There's little things behind the curtain that are just nagging away, and you people can't let them go. And, you know, fuck it. Why put on this act? Just forget about the person. Remove them off of all your social medias. Remove them out of your phone. And just forget that they ever existed. Like I've done with every one of my other exes. You know, I'm not really proud of it, but it's simpler that way. It's easier to move on when you leave the past behind you and you take that step forward and strive for something new and different and hopefully better, not fucking a psycho. Although that does happen, but at least then you know that better will be coming after that. You know, I somewhat miss the old days, you know, the youth. I don't miss being a kid, because when I was a kid I was retarded. I had no sense of direction or any independence or freedom to do whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, with whoever I wanted. And, you know, there was a lot of, you know, not simplicities, but it was easier. Easier to socialize with friends. It was easier to hang out. It was something that you look forward to hang out with friends. Nowadays you have Facebook and you're connected to your friends 24/7. You're on Twitter. You have Google+. There's Orkut and all those other social medias out there that interacting with people, you know, unless even face-to-face, it doesn't have the same appeal and draw as it did back when you were a child. And everyone's always so busy with their own thing that they don't have time for doing the simple things anymore. And these people aren't even busy at all. They just are uninterested with interacting with certain people that they are, you know, in a different world back in the 90s, early 90s, before all these social medias were around, before the internet was a capable thing, before texting was this convenient method of getting a hold of a person in a matter of seconds and not having to have that awkward, like, conversation. Well, not that conversations are always awkward, but when you're interacting with people face to face and talking to them on the phone are two different things. And when you're talking to them in text or on Facebook and all that, they're even more different things. You become detached so much, where I found that I was messaging a friend on Facebook and I kind of looked at my messages. I was being straightforward, direct, and somewhat blunt. I'm like, wow, I'm being an asshole. Oh my God, I hope that she's not getting offended by the things that I'm saying. I'm just stating it how I feel and just putting my point out there without beating around this bush. And you know, it's things like just meeting up with friends and going tobogganing. It's the little things like that, which is just fucking awesome. But no one has time anymore. And it's not that they don't have time; they just don't want to make time for you. My cousin Derek is so fucking annoying about that. You know, he's like, I'm like, hey dude, you should do this. He's like, no man, I'm gonna go to bed. And then I see him fucking put up a post on Facebook at 2 in the morning because he's watching YouTube videos. Like, you're a fucking dick, man. Everyone is becoming an antisocial prick. Or at least maybe they just don't want to spend time around the pricks. That might be an explanation why. Until tomorrow, my friends.